Hello everyone, in this video I'll walk you through the key functionalities of our academic tracker project focusing on the management features available for users, attendance, grades and activities. Let's dive into the code. To provide a comprehensive overview of the files in our academic track project, I will describe you typically files you might find in such a project, including their purpose and functionality. Here we can manage course management, grade tracking, attendance tracking and user management. We can manage creating profiles for students, teachers and parents with their role-based access control as it follows. The landing page of the application, it typically contains links to a login page and other public resources, and it provides a user-friendly interface for navigating and may include information about the application. Here I have gone through the login page. The login page where user, admin, students, parents or teachers enter the credentials. It's contain a form for username and password info and may include validation messages for incorrect logins. The main interface for login users displays different management options based on their roles, like you can see as it follows as role of admin, teacher, student follows. Now I will create a username admin and my admin password is admin123 and I'll select a role as shown and I'll try to sign in. Now you can see I have signed into the manage user dashboard where I have created users attendance, grades and activities where I can manage using these buttons. Now I will manage users first. Now you can see there are teachers. We can add one teacher. Now let's add a username of the teacher, like I go as teacher1 and my passport goes as same as teacher1 as you see, and I give the teacher name as Arman, say. Now the email goes as arman123@gmail.com, as this is the important thing to do as an email. Now I'll select the role as a student, teacher. Now I'll select the teacher goes for BTech second year, and now I'll select all the subjects the teacher teaches. Now I'll try to add. Now you can see user created successfully. Now I'll try to add a student for the academy. Now I'll try click on the add new user button and I'll give username as student1 and the password goes same as student1 and I'll try to give the name as Adi and the email goes as you can see, and I'll try to use the add user button for the student. You can see here the class is not provided here, so I'll click on edit button to assign the class of the student. I'll assign for BTech second year and I'll upgrade. You can see user updated. Now I'll come back here. Why I used it? Because to show the functionality of this edit button. As you can see, the class now has been updated. Here the edit button creates the edit of the person. Now I'll give another student name, username as user student2 and the password flows as the same like you see, and I give my name as Shiva, as I do, and the email goes as like this. Now I try to add the name, add user. Now I'll click on edit button to edit, assign the class of the student Shiva to BTech second year, same as I done as before. Now I try to update the user. As you can see, after updating, the student role shows like this same. Now I'll add a parent for the students I have created and I will give the username as parent1 and my password will flow same as you can see, and I'll give the name of the parent as Bala with the email flows like this bala123 of my domain of the Gmail, and I'll select the role as parent, and here displays my selection word, clarity and relation between the student. Now you can see the parent has been created. Now I do the same for the student Shiva with the parent account creating as parent2, and the password of the parent2 will flow the same. Now the parent name says Kanojia, let's type. Now the email flows with kanojia123 of my gmail.com domain. Now I try to update the parent to profile as you can see here. Now I'll select Shiva and as the father and add user. Now you can see we have created one teacher, two students with their respective parents. Now this helps us to create profiles for the individually for the teacher, for individually for student 1, student 2, and the parent 1, parent 2. Here the parents can view their what's profile. Now I'll show you the code of my home page. As you can see, this is the code of my home page as follows. The landing page of the application, it typically connects the links to the login page on the other public resources as I have shown you before. Here it provides a user-friendly interface for navigation and may include information about my application. As you can see, here I created a switch case where admin or teacher or student can log in with the parent, or parent can log in with the respective ID, and that will take them to that respective dashboard as I have shown you before. Yeah. Now I have used this one in a try and catch block error, where if the user try to log in with the correct conditions, it will take them to the correct block. Otherwise, they will be directed to the error. Now I will show you how I manage users with my manage users function. Well, the database file I have showing you now, where I have created a table for users like admin, teacher, student, and pages, where all the parameters has been included in the table, and I have created a table for classes as I have shown in the table, and as flows, as subjects, teacher permissions, and teacher subjects, where the table and these parameters will go through this code I have been showing you. And I have created a table for student class, parent, ward, attendance for marking attendance, where we can mark present, absent, late, and this will be stored in my database as I have been showing you previous. Now here if I try to log in with the current credentials, as the code password will be stored in a hash function. Here the admin can log in with the current credentials, and you can see the table consists of insert into classes, where the classes of beta first year, second year, or third year students will be inserted along with their respective subjects as I have shown you, with their respective IDs and the classes. And I have created a table for activities.log, where user ID or active ID, active type, description, and time span I have described according to that table, so that my database works correctly as shown in the code, through the code. So this database is connected and establish a connection to the database, and it contains database connection parameters, and initialize the connection using MySQL or PDO. It handles user management functionalities such as adding, editing, or deleting our users. It interacts with the database to perform CRUD operations on our user accounts and display user information, and it's managed student attendance records. And now I have created a PHP file where it manages attendance records of the students. As you can see before, I have shown you I have marked the attendance of the students in different classes and different subjects, and I have marked the grades of the students. Now you can see the code of the attendance, where here try and catch errors. If we mark the attendance of the students, it will be stored in the table of the student database, and we can get through the get attendance details.php file, which I have marked, which I have coded in such a file. You can see on the left panel, get attendance details.php, which I will show in the further codes. Yeah, and this code follows as you can see. It's managed students attendance records, allows teachers to mark attendance, view attendance, and interact with them. And now you can see activities page. It manages extra curricular activities, allows users to add, edit, and view activities, and interacts with the activities database. As you can see, I can manage activities, and I will show you the CSS file. It contains styles for the application, defines the layout, colors, form, overall appearance of my HTML pages. As you can see, I have used different CSS for passport toggle class and container class, passport toggle hover class, passport toggle focus class, and this my CSS folder follows with a CSS or style CSS folder, and contains styles for the application as ensuring look and feel for my homepage. Now I'll go through the JavaScript file. Yeah, it contains JavaScript functions for client server interactivity, may include form validation, dynamic content loading, and event content loading, as you can see, for user interactions. Yeah, now I'll show you manage users Java application, where I have created a switch case for teacher, student, parent, where they can log into the subjects or add subjects or toggle for all classes, and the function validate errors will be shown as seen by the JavaScript. In the it show next I'll show with your passport toggle function where I created JavaScript so that the desired user person, either student, teacher, parent, can log into the desired account using the respective passwords. Now I'll show you a configuration file where it contains configuration settings for an application such as database credentials and application constants as you go. And here the function of the configuration file as it centralizes configuration management for easier updates, as you can see. Yeah, as is shown through the code, it connects the database. If we are connecting login the page with certain credentials of the admin or student or teacher, it will check the database either the enter credentials are correct and get you to the dashboard, as you can see. And now I go through the index.php where you can see the code of the index.php. Here it connects to the functions php, and you can see the first way, the required ones, config.php, required ones includes or functions.php, where it connects the desired output. On the home page, as you can see, as I'll show you, here also I added a script document add event advertiser for the JavaScript functionality, and you can see the code of my home page where I created a index.php link that connects to the login page, and when we click on the get started button, yeah, here is my code for manage users.php. Yeah, it handles users manage functionalities including adding, editing or deleting user accounts. It interacts with the database to perform some crude operations on user data. As you can see, I had added teachers, students, parents, and I have edited students as their class name was updated, and this edit was driven through edit user.php file where the code will be submitted to the respective teacher. Yeah, and the code follows as like you can see. It's a very long code I have, and the functional is very good here. It manages students everything like attendance records, allows teachers to mark absent, present or late, and interacts with the database, and it establishes the connection to the database. It contains database connections parameters and initializes connection using MySQL and PDO functions, contains configuration settings. Here it manages everything for the dashboards of students, teachers, parents, etc., and handles users logout functionality carefully. Now you can see I'll show you the workflow of this project. Now I have created students users desired account. Now I'll write how this attendance management is done through. Now I have gone through this attendance management function where I'll mark attendance for BTech second year students. I have created, let's select class and let's select subjects say as algorithm designs. I'll select the same date and load my students. As you can see, I have created two students and they have loaded here. So I'll mark one guy as absent, as you can see. Next I'll manage students grades also here. Now I'll manage for the subject algorithm design. I'll give the marks for say continuous assessment and load students. As you can see, my two students were loaded here. Now I'll try to marks for them, like you can see 95 and Shiva got 70, and I try to save. So you can see grades saved in for subject ID 18, as the details will be saved in my database, which I can get through my database and will be displayed here. Now you can see I'll add another credentials for my computer organization. I have give the students one marks as you can follow, say some number like 100, okay, and student 2 has some 100, okay, same. Now I'll try to save these marks and it will be saved in subject ID 16, and see you can see before it was saved in 15, now in 16. Now I'll manage some activity for the class I have created BTech second year, I say, and I click on it. And I'll try to manage this activity so that it will be displayed on dashboards of students and parents. Now let me tell the activity as a marathon competition. Yeah, now I'll try to select some date for the marathon, say it is on Sunday April 20th. Now I'll try to describe the competition, like I say marathon competition, yeah, as I go on Sunday. Yeah, I'll give the date, specific date for it. Now I try to add activity As you can see, my added activity will be stored in my database. Now I'll go to dashboard and try to log in with student dashboard. As yeah, now I log in with student dashboard. Now you can see the student got attendance marked on the April. Now we can manage, the student can see his attendance marked in different months and different years. Now the student can view the grades. As you can see, now we have marked the subject attendance of two subjects like algorithm design. See, his marks was updated here. Now he also can check for his other subject where we marked his grades like 100. Yeah, the grades were displayed here. Now he can view activities we have deported in my admin portal. You can view, see the bit for the class. There was a marathon competition we had described there. It was shown here. Now I try to log out and I try to log in with one parent ID to show the dashboard of parent 2. Let's log into parent 2 so that we can see its credentials were updated in student 2 portal Shiva. Yeah, see, father of Shiva like Kanoja can see his wards attendance records. As you click go get his attendance, he was present one day for subject 1 and absent for one day for another subject. Now we can view his grades. Yeah, you can see if we try to select for subject algorithm design, he has viewed the 70% credits he got. Now for another subject he got 100. Now as I have updated it, now let's go to the activity where it will be updated as I have given in the main dashboard. Yeah, let's now log out with my portal. Yeah, now I'm logging with, now I try to log in with another dashboard. As I say, let's log in with teachers. Yeah, now either we'll see the functionalities of managing our users and attendance, grades and activities will be given to the teacher or not. Yeah, let's check. Yeah, we have created a teacher called Arman. Yeah, he can manage attendance, he can manage grades and manage activities as follows. Now we try to add BTech second year student database and we'll absent and do for both. We'll submit the attendance and we'll go to the database. We'll try to add grades for class selected subject. Let's go with environmental science and the select type. We'll give this time for n-term marks, as I say, and we load the students. As you can see, my students are loaded and I give the marks as I follows. Say example 85 and 79 as 79 as I flow. Now I try to log out for one and check whether these was updated in previously. We have logged in with student 1 ID named Adi. Now we try to log in with student 2. Yeah, as the password flows the same. Student name is to Shiva, so that we can check whether it will be updated for every student we have created in the database. Yeah, now let's view the attendance record. Just we have now marked. Yeah, you can see where the absent mark shows as we have done absent for him in the previous second video. Yeah, now we'll select the environmental subject and see whether the marks are updated. Now you can see the marks were updated. Yeah, the working flows like this. Thank you for watching. I hope this overview of my code in my academic tracker project has been helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in my comments. Kindly please share and subscribe.